What's up?
Oh, nothing much, dude. I think we're about to get your rain, and I'm tired. So for all you people who notice I yawn a lot in the past, I'm going to yawn a whole lot because I'm not sure when your guys' day starts, but mine starts at 4:20 in the morning. So it's a long day.
And it's 4:20 because you've been getting your workout on?
Yeah, pretty much. The alarm goes off at 4:20. I'm out the door by 4:50, and I'm stretching by 5 o'clock a.m.
You know what's... I was going to talk to you, but I don't know, you, George, and all you people out there that work out. Like, I've been, ever since I got it off the bodybuilding kick, and, I told you how I was going to, like, try to downsize. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, I want to spare muscle. I want to come down, but I don't want to be doing all my aerobic training where it becomes anaerobic and I get my heart rate out of the fat burning zone, And for all you people who don't understand that, that's when you're keeping your heart rate in between 60 and 70% of your maximum heart rate. And once you go above that or below that, you're out of that fat burning zone. So I got this thing, you guys can see it. It's called the Adidas MiCoach. It's a heart monitor, and dude, you gotta snag one up because it's actually so cool. I actually strapped this monitor around my chest and it sits underneath my shirt. And, obviously it monitors my heart rate while I'm working out, but it actually has these 4 levels where it tells you, based on what you want to do, it has a coach that's actually speaking to you, saying like, dude, you're out of your heart rate zone. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you right now. For all you people who are athletes or have played football, there's this thing called an Indian run. I'm sure Kevin's done them. I've done them. It's you get in the line, and the guy from the back has to sprint to the front. So you have to accelerate. And during that acceleration, I'm sure you'd see your heart rate go up. Well, Kevin asked me if I worked out today, and it sounds like that heart monitor would have been perfect because there were 3 of us who had to run a mile. And while we ran a mile, we took turns carrying a 20-pound medicine ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's you see where your heart rate's going. I mean, and the cool thing about this monitor, it can strap on you have an application that you can put on your iPhone or your smartphone,
Android,
and sync it. Yeah, your Android, and just sync it to it via Bluetooth. So it communicates with your phone. You can see everything visually, what's happening during the course of your workouts. The coach actually talks to you. If you like a woman to talk to you, you can have a woman talk to you. If you like a guy talking to you, you can have a guy talk to you. But they not only do they have the regular heart monitor, but they have a couple more products. You guys have to go over, Google MiCoach or go over. I'll put the links below in the description page, and I'll also have some annotations where to go. But they have another product that's sports specific. So like if you play basketball, you wear it while you're playing basketball, and you can sit there and see what your performance is like, and you can get on and see what your performance is like compared to everybody else who's on blogs. And in addition to that, they have all these like hundreds of training routines you can use. So it's amazing what some of these companies are doing now with the technology.
Well, it's for numbers junkies. It's for people like myself who like to see the numbers, because I would have loved to seen when I was running to see if the spike would have been different when I was carrying the medicine ball as opposed to not. And the key to not just working out, but to life is just to be efficient. None of us want to waste any more energy than we absolutely have to. And this product is a great way to measure and to keep you, like you said, in that target zone. So you're not expending too much and you're not expending too little. You're just maintaining. And that's kind of what we should be doing in life. We should be finding that top level efficiency and staying there.
And that's the part where people fail so much, because they're trying to, if you're an endurance athlete, that's one thing. But if you're saying, okay, I want to build muscle, or if I want to spare muscle, then during the course of your workouts, you don't want your heart rate going up above 70% of your maximum heart rate. You just don't want that to happen. And so I was walking, just walking on the treadmill, and my heart rate, was, for me, it needs to be somewhere between 105 and, 125. And it was staying right at 105. And I'm intensifying my walk to get it at 106, 107. Then I would jump off the treadmill, hit a couple burpees or, pull-ups, and then just bam, it would shoot the fuck up. It would shoot up to like 125, 130, and it would stay up there at the top, right on the borderline of that fat burning zone, and then it would slowly creep back down. But you can see what you should be supplementing your workout with based on your heart rate monitor, and that tells you, it tells you specifically where you should stay, and that's a huge instrument if you're trying to get in shape and lose fat the right way. So,
and for anybody who's priced heart rate monitors, this one made by Adidas is coming at a pretty good price point. Hot off the heels of that, and hot on to the next card for the UFC, which will be on Fox Sports 1, May 10th.
Right.
It's a fight night. It's $3.99, everyone's favorite price. It's not a Fight Pass fight, because I know there's a couple coming up, and I won't be watching any of those.
Yeah,
but,
me either.
This one's got, six fights all wrapped in.
Oh.
The first couple guys, I'd honestly say 6 guys who are on this. It's a flyweight, a heavyweight, and a welterweight. I don't know.
I'm not going to sit there and front like I know. It's the first bout is a fight between flyweights Chris Carrieso and Luis Smolka. Or Luis Smolka. I don't know who they are.
Smolka's not even on Wikipedia.
The next bout is a heavyweight fight between the guy, the big, I think he was from big thick guy.
Where's he from? Palele?
Yeah, he's from. Anyway, you guys know where he's from.
Probably Australia.
I was thinking, New Zealand?
No, he's from Australia. I was kind of telling you. Yeah, he's from Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia.
Okay, yeah, and he's going up against... last time we
saw him, he knocked out Pat Barry, but anyone who's following Pat Barry's career right now, Pat Barry just got knocked out in a K1 fight.
Yeah, it was
knocked
was
out.
it even really bad.
Knocked out.
Yeah, and he got hit with a body punch before that just almost floored him. I mean, he's really on the decline. That's
so my money's on Soa Palele for the win.
I'm going to agree with you, George, because I don't know who the other person he'll be fighting is.
Neither does Wikipedia.
Yeah, neither does Wikipedia. And see, that's the thing, guys. I mean, I don't know. How the fuck are we going to know who they are if Wikipedia doesn't know? Because Wikipedia is definitely the best MMA analysis. I mean, they got everything on all these fighters.
Pretty
next
much.
Fight, welterweight fight between Neil Magny and Tim Means. And once again, I'm going to just fucking roll the dice and say, I don't know who either one of these guys are. Hopefully they'll make a name for themselves, and George and I will fucking be able to know who they are during the next fight. But who are you going with, Neil or Tim?
So the next fight after that is Eric Koch versus Dustin Cruikshank.
Right. I'm going to definitely go with Eric Koch because I know him.
I'm sorry, Darren Cruikshank. I thought I said Dustin. Man, I don't know. Whatever. Cruikshank.
Yeah. He might be getting dusted by fucking Eric, but I'm going to go with Eric.
Well, Cruikshank's been kind of up and down. He won 2, lost 1, won 1, lost 1, won 1. So it's if its trend continues, he's about due for a loss. But I don't know. I kind of like Cruikshank's last name, and ever since Eric Koch got wasn't he just absolutely dominated? No, who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody else.
You're thinking Erick Silva. You're thinking Erick Silva.
There we go. Yeah, we'll talk about him later. But Koch came off 2 consecutive losses to Ricardo Lamas and Dustin Poirier, and I would say gave his career a little bit of an injection again and tried to put himself on the map with a TKO. And I have a feeling he's going to be going for the same thing. Versus Rafael Oliveira was his return to lightweight, and this is another lightweight matchup for him. So I'm kind of with you on this one, Kevin. I'm going to go with Eric Koch just because I think when you get a bigger guy cutting down, it's always a problem, especially if they have their weight cut done right, where they haven't lost any power or energy. And I just think Eric Koch will be a little too much for Mr. Cruikshank. Yeah,
I agree with you. I think I'm gonna go on the same side as you with that one. I just think Cruikshank is just going to... I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say right now, everybody.
Well,
but
what you're trying to say is that in the next fight, you have Costas Feel My Poo versus Lorenzen Larkin. And
I'm going to go with Philippou. Feel My Poo.
And Costa, we've... Again, another guy who's like hot and cold. He rips off 5 consecutive wins. His last win was against Tim Boetsch, but then he loses a decision to Francis Carmont, and then he gets TKO'd by Luke Rockhold, which at that time I don't think a lot of people had Luke Rockhold winning that fight. I mean, even if Costas was the underdog, I'm pretty sure I went with Costas in that fight.
Yeah, we both went with Costas Philippou again, which
against Rockhold, because I just think of Rockhold and I think of the museum because it's full of statues. But
Rockhold is nasty, dude. If you think about it, the only person he's lost to was a jacked up fucking Vitor Belfort. Think about it. He's going through this. He's has a nasty case of Gina Carano. Beats everybody, including Jacare, and then loses
John Fitches.
Exactly, and beats everybody and loses to somebody that couldn't fucking
And then
puts
Lorenzen
a hole in
Larkin
the
has
cup.
done this no contest versus Muhammad Law. Then he beat Robbie Lawler, which I don't think anyone expected, in a decision. Right. He loses to Francis Carmone. He beats Chris Carmozzi, and then he loses to Brad Tavares. So again,
both of them have lost to Francis Carmone.
So I think in this fight, I'm gonna pick Francis Carmone for the win.
Yeah, because he's beat both of them. But guess what, George? He's not fighting.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back with Feel My Poo. I think he's due. I think this is when he turns around. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Kevin, he loses 3 in a row. Deuce.
It's see you bye. Well, we know it's not see you bye, but he'll just be fighting at whatchamajig.
No, I'm telling you, if this will be his 3rd loss in a row, bye.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He'll be bye, but he'll be right over at whatchamajig.
Yeah, my fault. I thought you meant like he was going to be down on the YouTube fights or the Facebook fights. No, yeah, I think this is it for him.
If he before he goes there, he'll make the stop before everybody, the stop that everybody makes before they hit
World
the YouTube
Series of
and
Fighting?
Facebook. No, the one that's above that one, the World Series fight. What's wrong with me?
The one where Rampage is fighting King Mo, Bellator, and they're trying to convince us that we need to pay for that on pay-per-view. Nay.
Yeah, it's not happening. Now, moving on to the main card.
Here's something that
is
happening.
The main event. And that's a welterweight fight between Matt Brown and Erick Silva. And I'm going to tell you what, Erick Silva, if it was a year ago, I would have said I would definitely have been all about Erick Silva because he was on the roll.
You want to take a stab at when the last time Matt Brown lost was?
It's been like 3 years.
November 19th of 2011.
Yeah.
Since then, he's beaten Chris Cope, Stephen Thompson, Luis Ramos, Mike Swick, Jordan Main, and Mike Pyle.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about TKO decision, TKO knockout, and I think his streak is going to continue.
He is. Matt Brown is just a welterweight that has really improved his game over the last couple of years, and he, to me, is a different fighter. I mean, he always was a kind of feared middleweight and a very respected middleweight, welterweight amongst his peers, but he's really pulled it together. And, when you see guys that go through either get with the right camp or get it together and they just, they roll off 5, 6, 7 wins, you got to go with them, and Erick Silva, on the other hand, has struggled a little bit.
Yeah, well, and what Kevin means by struggled a little bit, if you look at his record, it's an impressive record. I mean, don't get me wrong. Any guy at this level has got he's 16-4. There's not a fighter in the UFC who wouldn't take that record. But it seems like when Erick Silva gets into the ring or the octagon with a guy who might have a little more experience or a few more fights under his belt, like a John Fitch or the Dong, he lost both those. But then he beats, in between those, he beats Jason High and Takanori Sato. No offense to either one of those guys, but okay. So and now you're up against the guy who's a ring veteran or an octagon veteran, and I just if history is to continue, you're going to lose this fight.
Yeah. Because especially if Matt Brown comes in the ring with 2 testicles on each side of him.
Throwing bricks. Matt Brown's going to end this fight, and I think he's going to end it in less than 2 rounds.
I think so too. Matt Brown is just him and Robbie Lawler are 2 welterweights that have just completely changed their fucking fight game around.
That would be a great fight.
That would be a great fight, and I'm going to go with Matt Brown for the win via fucking TKO.
I just don't see how you can't.
Yeah. Now,
unless you're from Brazil, and then that makes sense. But anyway.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Erick Silva is Brazilian.